A few years ago, while still a deacon preaching at St. Anne's up in DeBerry, I preached on this Sunday and on this readings, but I didn't pronounce the name of the village as Emmaus. I went and followed the example of Bishop Thomas Grady and called the place Emmaus. Our pastor just reamed me a big one after that Mass, ridiculing both the bishop and me. Read in the paper yesterday, they think they've identified the actual Emmaus town now. Mausa. Bishop Tom knew what he was talking about all those years ago. So, today we gather, and I want to talk to you about a post I saw just a few days ago on Facebook. And perhaps you've seen posters or something like this. But you've heard of people that think they don't need to come to church. All they need to do is go out and be out in nature or by themselves to know God. And so they say that church is for the people who are afraid of hell, and those that are spiritual are those that have already been there. Well, I would like to say to you that those of us that are gathered in church come to church not because we're afraid of hell, but because we've been through hell. And we have found in our lives that Jesus is the answer to giving us that sense of inner peace that we need to deal with the world and with our troubles today. It is not through lofty concepts or sitting by ourselves. Yes, we get some sense of God in all of that. But in that isolation, we are truly alone. And while we may feel something, it's not that same sense of peace and joy that happens when there are more of us together. The travelers on their journey, joined by a third. They were already trying to console one another over the events of the past, drawing strength from each other. Certainly those of us that have experienced family deaths, we know what it's like to come together to draw solace from each other in those times of crisis. But this stranger that appeared to them and talked to them and shared with them excited them in a way they didn't understand until he actually broke bread with them. And so it is with us. We can encounter God outside of the church. But it is when we come together to share our stories, to share our experience of God, and to break bread here at the table of the Lord, and to receive the Lord, that we have that aha moment that says to us that God is truly present among us in a way that's so much realer than it is when we're by ourselves. So what does that say to you and to me today? It says we're not supposed to keep our faith to ourselves. We are supposed to talk about Christ. Oh, I know it's not politically correct. From the time I was a little one, you don't talk about two subjects, politics and religion. But indeed, we're called upon to talk about both. Because in both, we make sense of our world. the political world that governs the earthly stuff, and our spiritual world to which we all hope to go after our deaths. And so we are challenged by the gospel today not just to be quiet travelers on this planet. We are called to share with one another our experience of the Lord, to share it with others in this place, outside of this place, and to bring others here to draw strength from us and from the breaking of the bread.